Hold on, make it sorry.
I'm dead. I'm sorry.
Say sorry.
Say sorry. I'm sorry.
Say sorry. Knock the camera aside. Knock the camera aside. Say knock the camera aside. Say knock the camera aside. Get the phone. Say knock the camera aside. Say knock the camera aside.
No.
Say knock the camera aside.
No.
It's the risk.
These radicals learned a bitter lesson after attacking British patriots and thinking they would go scot-free, but they later regretted it.
Don't surround me! Don't stop attacking me! 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 What are you doing? Hey! Come on!
Yeah, man.
Come on in, bro! Come here! You're trying to TikTok people! Come here! Come here! Yeah, you're trying to TikTok people!
How can London be turned into a city where radicals feel bold enough to target people openly? Thank God these radicals learned a bitter lesson. Before we get deep into this story, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss another upload. And yes, I will be showing the full clip later in this video, so stick around until the end. Now, let's get straight into what happened on a day that started like any other. Two British patriots, regular guys, were out in London carrying out their own small, peaceful demonstration. Nothing massive, nothing disruptive, nothing aggressive. They were simply standing for what they believed in, holding flags, having conversations with passers-by, and exercising their lawful right to speak freely. But out of nowhere, a group of radicals approached them. It started with mocking, then shouting, and then invading their personal space. These radicals outnumbered the Patriots, and they used that to their advantage. They confronted them forcefully, trying to intimidate them, pushing them verbally and physically. You could see the imbalance immediately, two men surrounded by a group that clearly felt emboldened by their numbers. The radicals believed that since they had strength in numbers, they could do whatever they wanted. They assumed those Patriots would stay quiet, walk away, or simply swallow the humiliation. They believed there would be no consequences. They believed that nobody would stand up for them, that nobody would defend them, and that nobody would hold them accountable. But they were wrong, and that's where this story takes a turn. Later that day, those two patriots didn't stay silent. They didn't shrug it off or pretend nothing happened. They reached out to their friends, their community, and people who had been fed up with this type of intimidation for a long time. They shared the video clips, the snapshots, the locations, and everything they could gather. They refused to let the incident go unnoticed. This wasn't about revenge. This wasn't about violence. This was about making sure these radicals understood that London is not a playground for intimidation, hatred, or mob behaviour. It was about accountability. It was about standing together instead of standing alone. And once the Patriot community came together, the energy shifted completely.
Hold on, make it sorry.
I'm dead. I'm sorry.
Say sorry.
I'm sorry.
Say sorry. Knock the camera aside. Knock the camera aside. Say knock the camera aside. Say knock the camera aside. Get the phone. Say knock the camera aside. Say knock the camera aside.
No.
Say knock the camera aside.
No.
It's the risk.
The radicals who had felt so powerful earlier in the day suddenly found themselves exposed. Their actions were public, their faces were online, and their behaviour was being questioned by thousands of people. They didn't expect that level of scrutiny. They didn't expect that level of pushback. Suddenly, the same radicals who had attacked two men on the street were being contacted by people demanding explanations. They were approached by residents who had seen their actions and were disgusted. Some faced their employers asking uncomfortable questions. Others realised that there were officers reviewing the footage, identifying individuals, and preparing to take legal measures. This was the lesson they never expected to learn, that strength in numbers does not give you immunity. That targeting people because you disagree with their beliefs does not go unpunished. That actions have consequences, especially in a city that values accountability and public order. By the evening, the entire mood of the situation had changed. The radicals went from acting bold and untouchable to realizing that London was not theirs to intimidate. The Patriots and their supporters kept everything lawful, above board and structured. They provided information to the authorities. They organized peacefully. They made sure the story reached the right eyes and the right ears. This is the part many people don't understand. The most powerful lesson someone can receive in today's world is exposure, accountability, and the loss of that false sense of dominance. The radicals learned that intimidation doesn't work when the community stands united. They learned that videos, witnesses, and public pressure carry far more power than any physical confrontation ever could. And here's the truth. They regretted their actions immediately once people began questioning them publicly. They realized that the entire situation could affect their futures, their reputations, and even their legal standing. That's when it became crystal clear the Patriots they tried to bully were not alone. London is a diverse city, but it is also a city where people are tired of extremists trying to dominate the streets. And this incident brought that frustration out in force. People from all walks of life were shocked by what happened, and many stood behind the two Patriots who simply wanted to express their views peacefully. Throughout the day and into the night, the conversation grew. Social media was buzzing. Commentators were reacting. Everyday residents were sharing the story. Even individuals who disagreed politically with the Patriots still condemned the attack because they recognized that free speech and personal safety are non-negotiable values. This is when the full clip began circulating, showing not just the confrontation, but also the reactions afterward. It painted a bigger picture, not just a moment of harassment, but an entire sequence of events that exposed how some radicals believe they can run the streets. But in the end, they learned the hard way that London belongs to its citizens, not to extremists. The Patriots didn't fight back with violence. They fought back with community. They fought back with exposure. They fought back with unity. And that made all the difference. Now, as promised, I will be showing you the full clip later in this video. But before we get there, let's summarize the key moment that changed everything. It wasn't the initial confrontation. It wasn't the radicals feeling emboldened. It wasn't even the arguments on the street. The real turning point was when the Patriots refused to stay silent, when they rallied their community, when they showed that 2 voices can become 20, and 20 can become hundreds, and hundreds can become thousands. That's the moment the radicals understood that bullying 2 individuals is one thing, but being accountable to an entire city is something else entirely. This incident became a lesson not just for the radicals involved, but for anyone who believes intimidation is a valid tactic. The public made it clear that London stands for respect, for lawful expression, and for standing up against harassment regardless of who it targets. To those Patriots, the message was simple. You are not alone. And to the radicals, the message was even simpler. If you think you can harass people without consequences, think again. The community sees you. The cameras see you. And the law sees you. As we wrap up today's story, remember this. Unity is stronger than intimidation, community is stronger than chaos, and accountability is stronger than aggression. And this situation proved it. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that subscribe button, give the video a like, and share your thoughts in the comments.